Break the board sports. Happy Tuesday morning. It's your boy RJ Cash Cole. Click that like, hit subscribe. Here we go on a Tuesday. Now, yesterday split out 2-2 here in Major League Baseball. We were able to get the Rays to come back and knock down that parlay with the Dodgers. The Braves really disappointed. Of course, they had beaten the Twins 10 in a row, ran with them. Martin Perez had heard some really good podcasts talking about he was due for some regression. He should have known there, kind of double thought it, but then the Braves, they fall 4-2. But nevertheless, for the baseball season, still up 48.96 units. I'll take it anytime you can get over 50, which is your goal. We still got a little bit of time left. Let's see if we can pick that up today. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. Again, was hoping to have notes up for NFL and college football. That'll start to come today, later in the afternoon. Got a little tied up yesterday, but let's hop into the slate here for Major League Baseball Tuesday's card. First game on the board, big series here. You got the New York Yankees at the Baltimore Orioles. Now, the Orioles took 3 out of 4. They almost had the sweep of the Rays. Rays came storming back. Now, the New York Yankees in this one laying minus 112 plus 102 on the Orioles. 8.5 is your total. It is juiced minus 120 to the over. You can find it as low as $1.16 juice there. But again, good two-way action on the total, about 52, 48, 52 to the over, 48 to the under. When you look at the sides of this, though, everybody loves the New York Yankees. 75% of the ticket count, equaling 60% of the handles on the Yankees. 25% ticket count, 40% of the handle on the Baltimore Orioles. Now, Carlos Rodon, he's going to be on the bump, the southpaw for the Yankees, but he's kind of been up and down all year long. With just injuries and whatnot. He hasn't pitched since June 28th. He had given up 3 runs in 3 straight starts, but then his last start against Boston back on June 28th, 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs. Neither of them earned, though. Over his last 5 starts, which all came in June, Rodon was 4-1 with a 3.29. Now, he faced the Orioles twice last year, went 13 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 15 strikeouts. So he pitched very well against them. On the other side, Shane Baz, feel bad for this guy, man. 0-5 in his last 5 starts, but he's got a 3.25 ERA, and that ERA would be under 2.5. The problem is his last start, 3 innings, 9 hits, 5 runs allowed against the Minnesota Twins. That really hijacked that one. He pitched against the Yankees back on May 4th, got destroyed, 5 2/3, 6 runs, 5 of them earned there. So when you look at that, that's obviously not very good. Now, these two teams have met 7 times this year. The Yankees 5-2, but the Orioles have taken 2 of the last 3 versus the Yankees. The Yankees got to win the last game against Toronto Blue Jays. That stopped a 3-game skid for them. Orioles been playing better baseball as of late. Last meeting, again, was in May between these two teams. Baltimore got a 7-0 win in that one. But listen, Craig Alvarez, the manager, doing a great job there with the Orioles. They're in a 3-way tie there for the AL wild card with the Rangers and the Tigers. So Baltimore has came out of nowhere and really given a chance here to get into the playoffs, which to me is absolutely amazing. When you go back to Carlos Rodon, he's faced the Orioles 9 times, 8 starts in his career, 2-3 with a 4.53 ERA. Baz for the Orioles this year, 4-12 with a 4 ERA. He hasn't got a win in over 2 months. Again, he's lost the last 5 games that he's pitched. Baz, his last 10 starts, though, we talked about the last 5, the last 10, 0-6 with a 3.92. Listen, he just hasn't got the run support that has been needed here. When you look at a couple other trends that possibly you look at here, Kobe Mayo over half to record at least 1 hit. He has pinch hit 46% of the time. He's somebody you might want to look at there. It's plus $1.20. Yankees 4-1 over their last 5 overall, 6-1 in Rodon's last 7 starts as a road favorite. So something to keep an eye on there. I'm not betting this game. If I did, I would actually take the Orioles, believe it or not. I know Boz, it just seems like the guys do. You're getting a little bit of plus money. So for me, it would be Orioles or nothing here, but I ended up staying away on this one. Another AL East, this is a big one because the Blue Jays have came out of nowhere as well. Tampa Bay minus 135, Toronto Blue Jays plus 125. 67% of the ticket count, 58% of the handle is laying it with the Tampa Bay Rays. 33% of ticket count, 42% of the handle taking the plus money here with the Toronto Blue Jays. 7.5 the total. Everybody leaning over 60% ticket count, but 81% of the money looking to go over that total. Now, when you look again, Toronto, we talked about them. Tampa Bay's got a 6-game lead. They're 7-3 over their last 10. Blue Jays are 7-3 over their last 10 as well. If you look at the wild card, the Blue Jays just a half game back. In this AL wild card, just continues to be crazy. Again, a 3-way logjam tie. Yankees got 8.5 up. Boston 6 up. Those two seem to be, I'd say the Yankees are safe. Boston still, But then you got the Orioles, Rangers, and the Tigers all tied. And then the Twins and Blue Jays are a half game back. Guardians a game back. Seattle Mariners 2 back. So again, a big logjam there as far as that goes. Now, your pitching matchup today for this one, Jose Soriano, who came over for the Angels, he's been really, really good. He's going to get the call for the Blue Jays. 2-0 with a 2.28 ERA over his last 5 starts. In his last 3 starts, he's only given up a total of 2 runs. Now, when he was with the Angels earlier this year, back June 13th, he pitched against the Rays. 5 innings, 3 hits, did not allow a run. In his last 3 starts, Soriano has given up a total of 2 runs. Like I said, 1 in each, and then a 0 burger. Nick Martinez, he's been phenomenal. His last 5 starts, 4-1 with a 3.03. He has faced Toronto twice this year. Over 11 innings, he's given up 11 hits, but only 2 runs. So he's really been able to limit the Toronto Blue Jays here. Tampa has taken 8 of the last 10 head-to-head meetings this year against the Toronto Blue Jays. Tampa's just absolutely owned them in every way, shape imaginable here. I think when you look at this, the big thing is going to be for the Toronto Blue Jays. Soriano, you're getting them plus money. Obviously, if you look at the Nerfy, that would be a way possibly, especially with Soriano and Martinez. Soriano, his strikeout prop at 4.5. Nick Martinez at 3.5 here on this one. But if I go down, just doing this live, so sometimes when I'm doing it, it takes just a second. First inning, Nerfy minus $1.32. That would be the way that I leaned in this game, is looking at that under the Nerfy for the first inning here between these two teams. Obviously, it's really hard to step in front of the Tampa Bay Rays when they're at home, but I do like Soriano and the Blue Jays. I like the under 7.5 for this game. I also like if you do some kind of alt total with it. But I have nothing on this game. It would be Nerfy or the game under, or even first 5 under, something like that with these two pitchers out there. Next game on the board, you got the San Francisco Giants at the Cleveland Guardians. Guardians laying a huge number, minus 185, plus 170 to come back on the lowly Giants. 8 is the total. Now, 63% of the ticket count, equaling 87% of the handle on the Giants. When you look at the side, 81% of tickets for the Guardians, equaling 85% of the handle. 19% of ticket count, equaling 15% of the handle there on the San Francisco Giants. Again, the Guardians, they're in a logjam, just a game back here in the wild card standings. Your pitching matchup, Southpaw Foster Griffin going to get the call for the Guardians. Since coming over, he struggled 1-1 with a 5.15 in his last 5 starts. But his last start has by far been his best since coming to Cleveland. He had given up 11 runs in the 2 previous starts. Now, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned in his last time out against Detroit. He faced San Francisco earlier this year. Here's what's crazy. When he was with the Nationals, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, and only allowed 1 run. Yet the Nationals lost that game 11-10. Crazy stat there. Now for the Giants, Carson Whisenhunt, another southpaw, 2-3 with a 6.65. Look, I really like the Guardians here, but I can't lay that type of price with Foster Griffin minus 184, minus 185. But I couldn't pass up a chance on the Guardians. So I took Guardians with the Indiana Fever tonight in the WNBA money line. That got me minus 122. That was my play there for that game. Next game on the board, you got the Miami Marlins at the Philadelphia Phillies. Another huge number. Zach Wheeler on the bump minus 230, plus 210 to come back on the Marlins. 88% of the ticket count, equaling 62% of the handles on the Phillies. 8 is the total, 69% of ticket count, equaling 85% of the handle here, lying on the over for this game. Your pitching matchup, again, these two teams have split the last 10 matchups. Marlins, up till yesterday when the Phillies won, the Marlins had actually beaten the Phillies 4 straight, believe it or not. Pretty crazy there. Cade Gibson, southpaw, is going to get his first major league start for the Marlins. Zach Wheeler, guy that was just mowing people down, but has struggled. His last 2 starts, giving up 4 runs in each. He's 1-4 with a 6.04 over his last 5 starts. The last time he faced Miami, July 27th, 6 hits, 5 runs allowed. He got absolutely tagged in that game. Again, he's 14-4 with a 2.80 ERA lifetime against the Marlins. He's 4-game stretch. He's pitched 15 and a third innings, and he's just absolutely not pitched well. I can't lay 250. I'm not taking the Marlins. For me, just a pass here on this game. Next game on the board, Detroit Tigers at the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, I gave out the Tigers yesterday. You can become a member here on YouTube, get your plays, entry-level capper, 1 play a day, make money, 2 or more. You can get every play in every sport right now. Go to breaktheboardsports.com. College football, NFL, guaranteed 65 units up this year is what we're gunning for. You say, oh, only 65. Listen, only give out 1 to 5 unit plays and try to be very strategical, very surgical about it. Also, check out those betting notes. They're going to start hitting the website. Again, the total in this one between the Tigers and the Pirates is 8, 63% of the ticket count, equaling 74% of the handle, going towards the over. 8, 37% of ticket count, 26% of the handle, looking under the 8. Now, the Pirates laying $1.35 plus 125 to come back on the Tigers. 55% of ticket count, 54% of the handle is leaning Tigers. They're getting the little bit of the line share here in this one. Now, the Tigers won yesterday 8-5. That stopped a 4-game slide that they had against the Pirates going. And also, the Tigers coming off that sweep. They got swept by the White Sox at home, come right out against the Pirates. Good outing there. When you look at this, Ashcraft will make his first ever start against the Tigers. Kader Montero started for the Tigers 3-2 with a 3.21 ERA. 2 of his last 3 starts, he has not given up a run. Again, Braxton Ashcraft 3-2 with a 5.14. 2 of his last 3 starts, he's only given up a run. That start against the Mets back on July 20th, where he went 3 innings, giving up 8 runs, 7 of them earned. That's kind of what's jacking that up. Now, Montero, he's only had 1 start against the Pirates, 0-1 with a 4.82 ERA there. Listen, I know a lot of people are on the Pirates, but again, Montero 9-7 with a 3.22 for the year. Braxton Ashcraft 12-5 with a 3.82 on the year. I think you could lean Nerfy, but I think the plus price with the Detroit Tigers here, I would either take the plus money with the Tigers or stay away. I just think that's a really big price to be giving them here in this matchup. Next game on the board, Boston Red Sox and the Arizona Diamondbacks, and the Red Sox minus 165, plus 150 to come back on the D-backs. 84% of the ticket count, 56% of the handles on Boston. 16% of ticket count, 44% of the handles on the D-backs. Tried to give out the D-backs yesterday at plus money. It did not work out. They got destroyed 11-1. That was part of our 2-2 day yesterday. 66% of ticket count, 88% of the handle. Looking to go over the 8.5. Again, Boston comfortably 6 games ahead. They just need to keep pace. Arizona 1 game out of the wild card for them. So again, both these teams a ton to play for here in this one. Now listen, Arizona back-to-back losses. They've lost 4 of their last 6 after getting on a little bit of a charge. Boston have won 3 of their last 5 after a 5-game losing streak that they had. Merrill Kelly going to get the call for the D-backs, 2-3 with a 4.78. 2 of his last 3 starts, he's given up at least 5 runs. Ranger Suarez, the southpaw, 4-1 with a 4.66. The problem is last year he faced the D-backs twice and gave up a total of 13 runs. So really hard to get behind him here in this one rather. I usually like Ranger Suarez, but I mean the fact that he's been bombed like that, not some I really am excited to like run to the window here and bet on him. Again, $1.66 is a high price. I may look over the 8.5 here in this one. I also think if you look at the Yerfie in this one, to have a run scored in the first inning, that's plus 106. I think that's definitely something you could look at. First 5 innings, total runs 4.5, minus $1.22 to the over. I think that's possible, but I think the over 8.5 is probably your best bet here if you're going to play this game. Now, again, as far as this show goes, I like the under in the Blue Jays Rays game. I like the Nerfy in the Blue Jays Rays game. It would be Orioles or nothing. And then my favorite play for this one, the Cleveland Guardians and the Indiana Fever 2-team moneyline parlay minus 112. RJ Cash Cole, Break the Board Sports. Click that like, hit subscribe. Whether you fade or follow, hope you guys win your bets. God bless and happy handicapping.